Welcome to my YouTube channel. What if the change hiding right now in your pocket could secretly be worth more than a luxury car, a dream house, or even enough money to completely change your future overnight? Most people never look twice at a dime because it feels too small, too common, too ordinary to matter. But that exact mistake is why some of the rarest modern coins in America continue slipping through people's hands every single day without anyone realizing the fortune they just spent at a gas station or grocery store. Today we are diving deep into the mysterious 2015 Roosevelt Dime, a coin surrounded by collector rumors, mint-era legends, and shocking auction stories that have turned ordinary pocket change into something collectors obsess over. Some experts and underground coin hunters claim certain rare versions of this dime have reached values close to $50,000 in private collector markets, and a few ultra-rare examples with strange minting abnormalities are whispered about like hidden treasure among numismatic insiders. But here is the wild part. Many people still believe these coins are floating around in circulation right now, sitting inside jars, couch cushions, piggy banks, or forgotten drawers. And trust me, you need to stay until the end because later in this series we are going to uncover even more unbelievable dimes, including a mysterious 1996 P dime collectors keep hunting for and another 2015 P dime that has shocked coin communities with rumors surrounding its value and rare mint characteristics. And what makes those coins terrifyingly exciting is that most people would spend them without a second thought. Now let us talk about why the 2015 Roosevelt Dime became one of the most discussed modern dimes among collectors, because at first glance it looks completely normal. The coin features President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, designed in the classic style Americans have recognized for generations, while the reverse carries the torch, olive branch, and oak branch design symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Millions of these dimes were struck at the Denver Mint in 2015, which normally would make the coin extremely common and practically worthless beyond face value, but modern coin collecting is no longer just about age. Today, collectors chase rarity, minting mistakes, condition perfection, and tiny details invisible to the average person. That is where the story becomes fascinating. Around the time these dimes entered circulation, coin roll hunters began noticing unusual examples with strange features. Some had dramatically off-center strikes where part of the design appeared shifted. Others showed doubled lettering around the date and inscriptions. A few displayed bizarre die cracks stretching across Roosevelt's face like lightning bolts frozen into metal. Then came reports of coins with weak strikes combined with unusually reflective surfaces that looked almost proof-like despite being regular circulation coins. These strange characteristics sent collectors into a frenzy because modern mint errors can become instant legends when discovered in small quantities. Imagine being the first person to notice a tiny mint mistake that suddenly turns a 10-cent coin into something worth thousands. That possibility alone keeps collectors searching through endless rolls of dimes every day. One of the most talked about discoveries involving the 2015 D dime supposedly came from a man searching spare change after work. According to collector stories shared online for years, he nearly spent the coin at a vending machine before noticing the lettering looked oddly doubled under light. After sending it for grading, experts reportedly identified it as a rare double die variety combined with a die adjustment strike. Rumors exploded through the coin collecting world, and suddenly everyone started checking their dimes with magnifying glasses. Whether every detail of those stories is true or exaggerated almost does not matter anymore because the excitement transformed the 2015 Dime into a modern treasure hunt. And honestly, that is what makes coin collecting addictive. You never know whether the next coin you touch could secretly carry an error nobody else has spotted yet. Another reason collectors became obsessed with this dime involves high-grade examples. Most people do not realize condition matters massively in coin collecting. A scratched or worn coin might be worth only face value, while another example of the exact same year and mint in pristine condition could command enormous prices. Some 2015 dimes graded at extremely high mint state levels have stunned collectors because finding modern coins without microscopic damage is surprisingly difficult. Coins get tossed into bags, counted by machines, dropped into cash registers, and smashed against other coins constantly. So when a flawless example survives untouched with blazing luster and perfect details, collectors go crazy trying to own it. Auction houses noticed the demand growing, and suddenly even ordinary-looking 2015 dimes started receiving serious attention if they carried unusual characteristics or elite grades. But here is where things become even more intense. Certain coin enthusiasts believe experimental dies may have accidentally entered production during portions of the 2015 Denver Mint operations. This theory suggests a handful of dimes were struck using improperly polished or partially retired dies, creating unique textures and distortions impossible to duplicate. While the mint itself rarely confirms such possibilities publicly, the coin community thrives on these mysteries. Forums exploded with discussions. YouTube videos gained massive views. Coin dealers began carefully examining every 2015 dime crossing their counters. Imagine how insane that is for a tiny 10-cent piece most people ignore every single day. The fear of accidentally spending one became real among collectors. Families started digging through old jars late at night hoping to uncover one of these hidden rarities. Teenagers began searching coin rolls from banks. Even people who had never cared about coins suddenly found themselves staring closely at Roosevelt Dimes under flashlights. That is the magic of rare coin stories. They transform ordinary objects into potential jackpots. And remember, do not leave yet, because the upcoming coins later in this journey become even stranger, especially the mysterious 1996 dime with collector. Rumors that sound almost unbelievable when you first hear them. Now another fascinating angle surrounding the 2015 dime involves transitional errors. These occur when a mint accidentally uses outdated equipment, mismatched planchets, or unusual striking conditions during production changes. Some collectors claim to have found 2015 dimes struck on slightly incorrect metal compositions, giving them odd coloration or unusual weight differences. If authenticated, these kinds of mint mistakes can become legendary because they reveal hidden moments of chaos inside the minting process itself. Think about it like catching a behind-the-scenes glitch in American coinage history. Every mistake tells a story. Maybe an exhausted worker overlooked a die issue. Maybe machinery malfunctioned for only a few seconds before correction. Maybe only a handful escaped before the problem was noticed. Those possibilities fuel the obsession. One particularly dramatic story involves a woman cleaning out her grandfather's workshop after he passed away. Hidden inside an old tobacco tin were dozens of saved coins, including several shiny 2015 dimes he apparently believed were unusual. One of them reportedly displayed severe doubling around Roosevelt's profile combined with strange rim distortions. Collectors online speculated wildly after images surfaced because the coin looked unlike ordinary circulation dimes. Stories like this spread fast because they tap into something emotional and exciting. Everyone dreams about discovering treasure hidden in plain sight. That dream keeps viewers glued to videos like this because deep down people wonder, what if it happens to me? What if the next dime I receive at a store becomes the coin collectors desperately want years from now? And that possibility is not fantasy because history proves overlooked modern coins can explode in value once rare varieties become recognized. Many legendary errors were ignored at first before later becoming numismatic icons. That is why smart collectors pay attention early. They search carefully. They learn details others ignore. They understand fortunes sometimes hide inside tiny mistakes. Now let us talk about what you should look for if you ever find a 2015 Roosevelt dime, because the smallest details can matter enormously. Check the mint mark carefully for doubling or unusual spacing. Examine Roosevelt's ear, jawline, and lettering for shadows or repeated impressions. Look for off-center strikes where parts of the design drift too close to the rim. Inspect the surface under bright light for strange textures, die cracks, or reflective appearances. Also pay attention to coins that feel unusually sharp or perfectly preserved because elite condition coins attract major collector attention. Most people never examine their dimes closely, which means incredible finds can remain hidden for years before discovery. And honestly, that is terrifying when you realize how many valuable coins may already have slipped through people's hands unnoticed. Somewhere out there a rare 2015 dime could still be sitting inside a random cash register waiting for someone observant enough to recognize it. That thought alone keeps collectors awake at night, hunting through rolls and spare change like treasure seekers chasing buried gold. Another reason this coin maintains popularity is because Roosevelt dimes already carry strong historical importance. Introduced in 1946 after President Roosevelt's death, the dime honored his role in American history and his connection to the March of Dimes campaign. Over decades the series became one of the most collected coin types in the United States. So whenever unusual modern varieties emerge, interest spreads instantly because millions already recognize the design. The 2015 dime entered the tradition unexpectedly, transforming from an ordinary circulation coin into a conversation piece among collectors searching for the next big discovery. Some skeptics still laugh at the idea of modern dimes holding huge value, but those same skeptics usually stop laughing when rare errors actually sell. Coin collecting history is full of moments where ordinary people dismissed strange coins until collectors proved their rarity. Then suddenly everyone wished they had paid attention sooner. That cycle repeats again and again across generations. And that is exactly why this story matters today. The next great coin discovery might already exist inside everyday circulation waiting for the right eyes to notice it. Before we wrap up this incredible first coin, remember this carefully because it could genuinely matter one day. Never assume a coin is worthless just because it looks ordinary. The smallest mint error, doubling effect, striking anomaly, or condition rarity can completely transform its value. A tiny dime most people ignore could become the centerpiece of a collector's dream collection. And trust me, things only get crazier from here, because the next coin in this journey has sparked whispers among collectors for years, with rumors, hidden varieties, and shocking discoveries that make even seasoned numismatists nervous with excitement. The upcoming 1996 dime carries mysteries that most casual collectors have never even heard about, and when you finally learn why people obsess over it, you may never look at your spare change the same way again. Next, 1996 1 dime USA coins. Have you ever checked the loose change sitting forgotten in your car, your kitchen drawer, or the bottom of an old backpack, and wondered if one tiny coin among them could secretly be worth a life-changing fortune? Most people never imagine a simple Roosevelt dime from the 1990s could trigger bidding wars among collectors, yet the mysterious 1996 Roosevelt dime has become one of those modern coins that continues to shock the numismatic world with rumors of rare varieties, missing details, strange minting flaws, and astonishing collector demand. Some insiders have claimed that extremely rare examples connected to special striking abnormalities and ultra-high grades have pushed values toward $60,000 in elite collector circles, and what makes this story even crazier is that millions of Americans handled these coins every single day without noticing anything unusual. That means one of these rare dimes could still be hiding inside old jars, coin rolls, forgotten piggy banks, or family collections right now. And trust me, stay with me all the way through, because later we are diving into the unbelievable 2015 dime, a coin surrounded by whispers so strange that some collectors compare the hunt for it to chasing buried treasure hidden in plain sight. Now let us uncover why the 1996 Roosevelt dime became such an obsession among serious collectors, because at first glance it looks incredibly ordinary. The coin was minted in Philadelphia during a period when the United States Mint was producing enormous quantities of circulating coinage for daily commerce. Roosevelt dimes flooded stores, banks, vending machines, and pockets across America, which normally would mean the coin should carry little premium beyond face value. But hidden inside massive production numbers is exactly where rare treasures are often born, because the larger the mint output, the easier it becomes for tiny mistakes or overlooked anomalies to slip through unnoticed. That is where the mystery of the 1996 dime begins. Coin roll hunters searching through thousands of dimes started reporting unusual examples displaying odd doubling effects around the date and lettering. Some coins appeared to have distorted torch lines on the reverse, while others showed weakly struck features mixed with razor-sharp rims, a strange combination that immediately caught collector attention. Then came stories about coins with dramatic die cracks slicing across Roosevelt's portrait, giving the dime an almost scarred appearance unlike anything seen on normal circulation strikes. But the real frenzy began when rumors spread about a possible transitional die issue connected to late-stage mint equipment usage. According to collector theories, a small number of 1996 dimes may have been struck using worn or improperly adjusted dies that created unusual textures and double details invisible to casual observers but extremely exciting to numismatists. The possibility alone was enough to ignite nationwide searches among coin enthusiasts. Suddenly people everywhere began examining their pocket change under magnifying glasses, hoping to uncover one of these hidden rarities before someone else did. One legendary collector story often repeated in coin communities involves a grocery store cashier who supposedly noticed a strange shine on a 1996 dime during a late-night shift. Instead of spending it, he kept the coin and later discovered it displayed an unusual double die effect combined with a partially misaligned strike. After professional grading, the coin reportedly drew enormous attention among advanced Roosevelt Dime collectors. Whether every detail of that story is perfectly accurate or not, tales like these fuel the excitement surrounding this coin because they remind people that extraordinary discoveries can happen during completely ordinary moments. Imagine the thrill of realizing the tiny dime you nearly handed to a customer could instead become one of the most valuable coins in your collection. That emotional possibility is exactly why modern coin hunting exploded in popularity. Every coin becomes a mystery waiting to be solved. Every pocketful of change becomes a potential treasure chest. And here is the part most people never think about. Modern coins can actually be harder to find in flawless condition than older coins because they move through circulation so aggressively. Coins from the 1990s were constantly tossed into machines, slammed together inside cash drawers, and scratched during transportation. That means truly pristine 1996 dimes. With untouched surfaces, blazing mint luster, and perfect strike details are remarkably difficult to locate today. Collectors pay enormous premiums for coins graded at the very top levels because perfection in modern coinage is surprisingly rare. Some elite-grade examples of the 1996 dime have stunned auction watchers with unexpectedly high prices simply because almost no flawless survivors exist. The tiniest nick or scratch can dramatically lower value, so discovering a nearly perfect example feels like uncovering a hidden artifact frozen in time. Another reason collectors became fascinated with this dime involves special edition confusion surrounding 1996 Roosevelt Dimes. During that year the Mint also released special collector sets featuring distinctive dime issues, and over time rumors began circulating that a handful of unusual Philadelphia circulation dimes somehow displayed characteristics resembling higher quality strikes. Whether caused by experimental polishing, die preparation differences, or accidental production overlap, these mysterious appearances generated endless debates in coin forums. Some collectors insisted they had discovered circulation dimes with semi-proof-like surfaces while others argued the coins represented rare strike anomalies never officially documented. That uncertainty only made the hunt more addictive because the unknown always creates excitement in the collecting world. People become obsessed trying to answer questions nobody can fully explain. And honestly, that is part of what makes numismatics feel almost like detective work mixed with treasure hunting. Every strange detail could lead to a major discovery. Every overlooked coin could rewrite what collectors think they know. Now imagine this scenario. A family inherits an old coin jar from a relative who quietly saved change for decades. Nobody expects anything valuable because the coins look common and modern. Then while sorting through the pile, someone notices a strange 1996 dime with unusual doubling around the letters and an oddly reflective surface. Curiosity turns into research. Research turns into excitement. Before long the family realizes they may be holding a coin collectors desperately want. Stories like this happen more often than people realize because valuable coins rarely announce themselves dramatically. They hide quietly among ordinary money until someone observant notices the difference. That is why experienced collectors always say knowledge matters more than luck. The more details you learn, the more likely you are to spot something extraordinary before everyone else does. And do not forget, The final coin later in this series becomes even more unbelievable because the 2015 P dime carries strange rumors involving mysterious mint flaws and collector discoveries that still spark heated debates today. You seriously do not want to miss that story because some of the details sound almost impossible until you hear the evidence collectors discuss. Now let us explore the specific features experts recommend checking on a 1996 P Roosevelt dime because tiny differences can mean everything. First, inspect the lettering carefully, especially around Liberty and In God We Trust. Look for signs of doubling, extra thickness, or shadow-like impressions. Next, examine Roosevelt's face for unusual texture changes or repeated outlines near the jaw and ear. On the reverse, check the torch and branches for weak details combined with strong rims because unusual strike pressure can create strange visual effects. Also watch for die cracks, cuts near the edges, or missing design fragments because damaged dies occasionally produce spectacular mint errors. One overlooked feature many collectors mention is luster quality. Some rare examples display an unusually bright cartwheel shine that separates them from ordinary worn dimes. Coins with extraordinary luster and almost flawless surfaces can command astonishing attention during grading and auctions. And here is the scary part. Most people would spend these coins instantly without realizing their potential because modern dimes feel too common to matter. That mindset is exactly why valuable examples continue escaping into circulation unnoticed. Somewhere right now a rare 1996 P dime could be sitting inside a vending machine, a cash register, or a forgotten coffee can while collectors spend years searching desperately for the same thing. The fear of missing out drives collectors harder than almost anything else because nobody wants to remember the coin they accidentally spent before learning its true significance. Another fascinating rumor surrounding the 1996 P dime involves experimental planchet issues. Some collectors claim a tiny number were struck on improperly prepared metal blanks, causing unusual color tones or slight weight differences. If verified, such errors become incredibly desirable because they represent genuine production anomalies from inside the minting process itself. Imagine owning physical evidence of a moment when mint machinery briefly malfunctioned before correcting itself. That kind of rarity transforms ordinary coins into historical artifacts. Auction houses understand this psychology very well. Whenever a coin combines rarity, mystery, and strong storytelling, collector demand skyrockets. People are not only buying metal. They are buying history, suspense, and the dream of owning something few others possess. That emotional energy is why even tiny dimes can sometimes command shocking prices. The 1996 P Roosevelt dime perfectly captures that phenomenon because it blends everyday familiarity with hidden rarity. Everyone recognizes a dime, yet almost nobody suspects one could hold extraordinary value. That contradiction makes the hunt irresistible. As more collectors entered the hobby during the Internet era, stories about rare modern coins spread faster than ever before. Videos, forums, auctions, and collector communities amplified interest in coins like the 1996 P dime until searches exploded nationwide. Suddenly millions of people who had never cared about coin collecting started checking dates and mint marks. Parents searched with children. Grandparents opened old jars. Bank customers requested rolls of dimes just to hunt for hidden treasures. That excitement transformed ordinary change into a nationwide scavenger hunt fueled by possibility and curiosity. And honestly, there is something thrilling about knowing fortune can hide inside objects people ignore every single day. Before we move forward, remember this because it matters more than most people realize. Rare coins are often discovered by ordinary people paying attention when others are distracted. The difference between spending a coin and preserving a fortune sometimes comes down to one careful glance under proper light. So the next time you receive change, slow down and look closely because history has already proven that hidden treasures do. Next, 2015 P1 Dime USA coins. This is the coin that proves even pocket change can rewrite your life because somewhere out there, mixed among ordinary dimes people spend every single day without thinking twice, a mysterious 2015 P Roosevelt Dime may still be hiding in plain sight waiting for someone observant enough to recognize it before it disappears forever. Most people assume modern coins are too new to matter, too common to become valuable, but collectors know something the average person does not. Sometimes the newest coins become the most dangerous treasures because nobody bothers checking them carefully. That is exactly why the 2015 P dime exploded into collector conversations after strange reports surfaced involving unusual minting characteristics, bizarre strike anomalies, and high-grade examples that shocked auction watchers across the numismatic world. Some rare versions connected to dramatic mint errors and elite condition preservation have reportedly reached values approaching $70,000 in collector markets, and the craziest part is that millions of these coins still circulate quietly through stores, banks, vending machines, and loose change jars all across America. Think about that for a second. A tiny 10-cent coin could be sitting unnoticed in someone's pocket right now while collectors spend years desperately searching for the same thing. That possibility alone transformed the 2015 P Roosevelt Dime from an ordinary circulation coin into one of the most discussed modern dimes among treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts. Now let us uncover why this specific coin became such a phenomenon, because on the surface it looks completely ordinary. The Roosevelt Dime design has remained familiar to Americans for generations, with Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait on the front and the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The Philadelphia Mint produced massive numbers of dimes in 2015, which normally would destroy any chance of rarity, but history repeatedly proves that huge mintages can actually hide incredible mistakes because the faster coins are produced, the easier it becomes for subtle minting errors to escape unnoticed. Around the time collectors began searching rolls of 2015 P dimes, unusual examples started appearing online. Some showed dramatic die doubling around the inscriptions, while others displayed oddly distorted torch lines or partially misaligned strikes. A handful carried strange die cracks stretching through Roosevelt's profile like scars etched into the metal itself. Then came rumors about extremely rare examples with proof-like reflective surfaces despite being circulation strikes, something that instantly triggered excitement among advanced collectors. Coin forums exploded with debate. Some believed these coins resulted from experimental die polishing. Others suspected accidental die preparation overlap between collector quality and circulation production equipment. Nobody could fully agree, and that uncertainty only intensified the obsession because mystery fuels the coin collecting world like gasoline on fire. One of the most famous stories connected to the 2015 P dime involves a college student who reportedly discovered an unusual example while counting laundry money late at night. According to collectors who later discussed the story online, the dime looked strangely reflective under light and displayed heavy doubling around the date and lettering. Curious, the student posted photographs in a coin forum where experienced collectors immediately reacted with excitement. After professional examination, the coin allegedly revealed a combination of strike anomalies rarely seen together on modern Roosevelt dimes. Suddenly everyone wanted to search their spare change because if one extraordinary coin could hide among ordinary laundry money, then treasure truly could appear anywhere. That idea changed everything for modern coin hunters. People stopped ignoring dimes. Families began checking jars at home. Coin roll searching videos exploded online. Even casual collectors started paying close attention to Roosevelt dimes from 2015 because nobody wanted to become the person who accidentally spent a fortune on a soda or snack. And honestly, that fear is justified because history has shown again and again that valuable coins often circulate unnoticed for years before collectors recognize their importance. Another major reason the 2015 dime became so desirable involves condition rarity. Most people think modern coins are automatically easy to find in perfect shape, but the opposite is often true. Coins produced for circulation experience brutal handling almost immediately after leaving the mint. They crash into machinery, scrape against other coins, bounce through cash drawers, and pick up tiny marks within days. That means locating a truly flawless 2015 dime with blazing luster, razor-sharp details, and untouched surfaces is surprisingly difficult. Elite examples graded at the highest mint state levels became incredibly desirable because almost none survived without microscopic damage. Auction houses noticed collectors competing fiercely for top-condition pieces, and prices climbed dramatically as demand intensified. The difference between an ordinary circulated dime and a pristine high-grade survivor can literally mean the difference between 10 cents and tens of thousands of dollars. That reality shocks people outside the coin world, but serious collectors understand perfection itself can become rarer than age. Then came even stranger rumors. Some collectors began discussing possible transitional strike anomalies involving improperly calibrated pressure during portions of the Philadelphia Mint's 2015 production cycle. According to these theories, a small number of dimes may have received inconsistent striking force, creating unusual texture patterns and distorted details unlike standard examples. While official confirmation remains elusive, experienced numismatists know strange things occasionally happen inside mint facilities, especially during high-volume production periods. Machinery wears down. Dies crack. Calibration shifts. Tiny errors escape before detection. Those rare moments create legendary coins. That possibility keeps collectors endlessly searching because every unusual detail could represent a hidden minting event preserved forever in metal. Imagine holding a coin created during a brief mechanical glitch nobody else noticed at the time. That is not just money anymore. That is frozen history. Another fascinating aspect of the 2015 dime story involves how quickly collector interest spread across social media and online communities. Unlike older coin discoveries that took years to gain recognition, modern coins can become overnight sensations. One viral image. One viral image of a strange error coin can trigger nationwide searches within hours. Suddenly thousands of people rush to banks requesting dime rolls. YouTube channels start posting hunt videos. Online auctions fill with hopeful sellers claiming rare varieties. The 2015 Dime benefited enormously from this digital-era treasure hunting culture because suspense spreads fast when people believe hidden fortune might already exist inside their own homes. Some collectors became so obsessed they searched tens of thousands of dimes hoping to uncover unusual strike varieties before prices climbed even higher. Imagine that level of dedication. Hours spent under lamps examining tiny details most people would never notice. But that obsession comes from possibility because one extraordinary find can completely justify years of searching. Stories of unbelievable discoveries keep collectors motivated. One retired mechanic reportedly found a strange 2015 dime inside a jar of old workshop change after hearing rumors online. The coin displayed severe off-center striking combined with doubled lettering and unusually brilliant surfaces. Experts later debated whether it represented one of the most dramatic modern Roosevelt Dime errors ever discovered in circulation. Whether every version of that story remains accurate or partially exaggerated almost does not matter because the legend itself fuels excitement. People love treasure stories because they make ordinary life feel unpredictable and magical. Somewhere out there another rare 2015 dime could still be waiting quietly inside an overlooked pile of change. That thought alone keeps collectors hunting relentlessly year after year. Now if you ever encounter a 2015 Roosevelt dime, here are the details serious collectors recommend checking carefully because the smallest feature can completely change a coin's significance. Examine the date and lettering under magnification looking for doubling, extra thickness, or shadow-like impressions. Check Roosevelt's eye, ear, and jawline for repeated outlines or unusual texture patterns. Inspect the reverse torch lines for distortion, weakness, or doubling effects. Look closely around the rim for off-center striking or die cracks. Pay attention to coins with mirror-like surfaces because unusually reflective examples generate strong collector interest. Also watch for coins with exceptional luster and minimal marks because pristine high-grade survivors remain extremely difficult to locate. Most importantly, never assume a coin is worthless simply because it looks modern. That mistake has cost people fortunes before. Many legendary discoveries happen because one person noticed something others ignored. And honestly, that lesson applies perfectly to the 2015 dime because its entire reputation grew from observant collectors refusing to dismiss ordinary-looking change. The emotional side of coin collecting is what makes stories like this unforgettable. Every coin carries possibility. Every handful of change becomes a mystery. Every overlooked dime could secretly hold a story worth thousands of dollars. That suspense keeps collectors searching even when odds seem impossible because hidden treasure has always fascinated people throughout history. From buried gold to rare coins in circulation, the dream never disappears. The 2015 Roosevelt Dime became a modern symbol of that dream because it reminds everyone that extraordinary value can hide inside the most ordinary objects imaginable. Somewhere right now someone may already own one without realizing it. Maybe it sits forgotten in a coin jar. Maybe it hides inside a drawer. Maybe it already passed through dozens of hands unnoticed. That uncertainty is exactly what makes this hunt so addictive. And now after uncovering the mysteries surrounding the 2015 dime, the legendary 1996 dime, and finally the astonishing 2015 Roosevelt Dime, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Rare treasures still exist in everyday circulation, waiting for sharp eyes and patient collectors to discover them. Most people will spend these coins without a second thought, but the few who pay attention might someday uncover a piece of pocket change capable of changing everything. So before you ignore your next dime, remember this carefully, because history has proven again and again that fortunes sometimes arrive disguised as ordinary spare change.